All right. Seems like everything is okay because the first link that comes in, it was very slow. I was moving very slow, like in the Matrix movie, all that. That's how it is. Looks like there's energy that it's out there. Not happy about maybe these discussions and so on and so on. But today we are going to be talking about something important, which is talking about the personality disorders and the twin flames healing that it's from within. Before I begin with this, to understand, I'm not a professional psychologist. I work with twin flames in solving the issue and are based out of a higher level of understanding how the things work within the soul, and then the gravitations within the energy that change the personality. And that's how we are linked up with the personality disorders. So, want to make sure this is all legal, square, and fair to you guys. I sent you the link. This is probably the one of the best links talking about the personality disorders. I know you guys are very interesting within. Some other people, though, while they are in the twin flame journey, they're discovering these personality disorders. Some of you I was able to help out, and some of you I transfer you to a professional who is psychiatrist, psychologist, and so on and so on. Even when we're talking about this is going to be a very touchy discussion issues right here, right now. Um, I want to say thank you to the Blue Swan 333, to you guys, Eva and Kirk. You guys suggested this for it. And I want to say thank you. Last night we had a very good conversation. So with the Facebook chat that was with this. So let me recognize the people who are here and coming in. Diamond B, thank you for coming, you both of you. Andela, gonna make coffee. I need coffee. Make one coffee for me too, but probably it's gonna be Mr. Big Dog. Thank you for coming in. Revati-san, thank you for coming in. Blue Swan, thank you guys for coming in. Um, Aurora Castillo, hi, thank you for coming in. Quantum, thank you for coming in. Unseen and Set and Ray of Light. When we're working on over the years with the twin flames, this situations with the psychology begins to be more and more. Help quite a few out there. Erica, hi, thank you for coming in. I helped a lot of you to find the things, the situations from within your own self about this. And when we came into the personality disorders and so on, some of you healed. Some of you continue working on it. Some of you are very, very highly progressing after you healed. And that's what it is important. That's what the twin flames it's coming in, and we're talking about the twin flames healing from within you because the love that it's inside of you it heals. Man, somebody doesn't want me to talk about this. Hi, Maria Richards. So when we're talking about it, you guys know for quite a bit over the year, I've been looking into this psychology. I studied the psychology myself. I self-educated. You need to understand your self-educations is highly, highly needed from within. Nobody can educate you but you. When you look from within you, when you look within your situations, when you look from the things inside of you. I watched so many videos about psychology. Some of it I share it with you because it came to the positions of looking at the toxic relationships. What are they coming from? How did they develop? And so on, which is some of the twin flame situations is there. You need to understand that the twin flames are those are the two soul energies inside of them that they fall in love. They have the same vibrations in soul from within. At that point, these energies they fall in love without anything out there. In the beginning of the ignitions of the ignition state, that love doesn't care about any loss. It doesn't worry about any situations. It doesn't worry about what it's cooking. And uh, I sound like psychologist. Yes, at some point, becomes a pattern. But it is very good that I improved with this Andela, and I want to say thank you for it. When we were looking at what then there's later on to that this energies has to comes in the issues that needs to be overcome. Some of the issues they're based of the religion, they are based of ages, they are based of culture, and so on and so on. One of the issues though is based on the personality, and when the personalities comes in, then the personality disorders I kick in within the connections. You need to understand that the love heals everything. Hopefully, you are going to understand now this whole process. Why the twin flames? It's possible of healing from within. Work with quite a few of the twin flames. They recognize they have these patterns within them, and they moved out. They move within situations. I need to understand at the bottom of the line of the psychology disorders, which is I give you the link up here, they all come to a one place. They come of immaturity, nothing else. The personality disorders are also known as a immaturity disorders. That means there is something from within the development within the individual wasn't quite right, and it creates a lot of situations. I give you the link, so I would love for those who are in the computers and you got a chance to kind of like have a split screen or something. You can guys go look at it. Those this page that I give it to you. Okay, and a lot of you are interested in a particular cases and a particular situations from within. Some of them we've been touching based over the time of this healing of this personality disorders. But personality disorders, they are attached as you follow it from the yesterday's video. Guys, we talk about the subcells. That is it. The subcells, there are either more or less developed. That is it. The subcells are from within you that are in. With some of the case, a lot of the subcells haven't been suppressed or they were manipulated. Um, the personality disorders, for if you look at it in the page, because I am giving you this as a guidelines for it. They say there is a basically 10 mental issues from within, and those are a long-lasting perspective within the personality. But how long they're going to last is up to the person, to the personality from within. You as a twin flame in your journey, since we are a twin flames here, and we're talking about these issues, about these situations from within, you understand that the spirit right now from within you is set you on a new path of growth. And that new path of growth heals the immaturity of the issues of the situations that you have because of the love for your twin, the love that you feel from within. This is how that love heals from within the personality within yourself. Since you feeling and you healing your personality from within, then you heal that disorder. But what is a disorder for us? And we're talking about as an energy, we're talking about as a spirit, as a soul. We know this as a distort energies from within you. That is a distort energies when you know how you're supposed to put your act together, but you acting in totally opposite way. You can be self-sabotaging, could be in aggravations. You can ask as a masculine when you are feminine, or you are masculine, but you ask it, but you are acting as a feminine energy, and you have so much fear, fear-based. That it's talking about that wounded, the warrior within you. That means that at some point people damage that growth within you, within the order, and so on. Psychology works with the logic. There is it within the psyche, that it's within your mind, that it's in there, what it's going on from within you. And psychology basically use of the end of the human behaviors, which is the actions. And yes, that is the corrective thing. You to look at the actions, the behaviors, because the behaviors shows up the internal world within the person for. So if you look at it in this, those behavior, they could be basically they can be inherited, they can be developed, and during the one or the other, you still, if the person wants to do it, the person wants to work on it, they can go ahead and overcome this within themselves while they understand what the issue is, where they understand what's going on, why are they accepting the truth from within. By you understanding why you go into these spirituality situations, what are you going through all this, it comes to a point that you're touching into the personality disorders. So as I give you this for it, there is a they're talking about on the page. They're talking about the three separate clusters of personality disorder. For it, I want to say thank you to the clevelandclinic.org for, because this is a public information. So I'm not giving you something that it's hidden there, that is not. There is a paranoid situations from within. That is when people feel a fear, like someone will treating them and so on. There is a schizophrenia. That is a talking about like you have a limited range of emotions that you can work from within. There is a lot of multi schizophrenias you can experience, and at the same time, there is a antisocial. The next cluster is B, is the antisocial disorders, borderline disorders, histrionic, narcissistic there. But the more disorders that there are, you can find the more wider. You can get it at the avoidant, the dependent personality disorders, and obsessive compulsive disorder. Those are the three actually that too much uh, within the twin flames. We're talking about the avoidant. When you avoid your twin flame, we avoid talking about the twin flame. When you have the love from within you as a twin flame, then you're avoiding this. It's look at it within yourself. You feel inadequate around within you. You would like to communicate with others, but because of these high energies, you don't. The dependent personality, there is when you need someone constantly cares about you, and you feel like when your twin flame comes in, and they constantly have to care for you. It's something within it's developed. An obsessive disorder, that is a by the perfections, the controls, and so on. But I know that lately, in the past 2 years, most was talking about a borderline personality disorder, the narcissistic personality disorders, and so on and so on. So, whatever is your case, we can go ahead and discuss on it for it. You need to understand that those personality disorders, okay, they can really, if you don't understand it, you better go ahead and learn them. Either is that for you or that within the connections that you are from within you. We're talking about the bipolar situations. Some of the cases that were there with the bipolar is we're talking about the coin. That is it. When you have two uh, two truths, two lies from within, and for you, you don't understand what this is from within. That is it because of the love that you have from within and the love within the person. You don't know what you feel and how the emotions do be. The bipolarity comes in is like, I love you, this is the truth, and the other side is like, I don't love you, and that is not the truth. And there is a big conflict within this because you don't know where you're standing. So is the person from within. For them, they could be taking the one side and say that I don't love you, the other side, I love you. It's all of part within. Some of this bipolarity can be linked also to narcissism because they like to use this when they use a manipulations from within. Before though, you can go ahead and tell someone. I'm giving you this. This is a professional advice from psychologists. Uh, they say like this: in order someone to be labeled as that narcissist or narcissistic disorder and so on, they have to be clinically and be in diagnosed with this. Now, if the person behaves like that and you shows up all the cycles and that's for you, that is your for your personal informations. But don't go out there in the public and say someone is, like his name or her name or whatever the situations is, and so on and so on. So Tiffany H said there is a lot of difference within the bipolarity. Yes, there is. There can be a bipolarity and all these subcells from within. There can be a bipolarity and the warrior from within. Someone can be very soft. They can be very caring inside. And if you stop caring for them, they can be a very, very arrogant. They can be get very physical from within. I'm talking about this is a masculine energy in the astral psychology. That is it connecting with Mars. Someone can be, as a spouse, very diligent, very dignity from within, and so on. But on the other side, because she cannot have the freedom, she cannot live the life that you want, that freedom from within, she can be turned to a mother, that she can abandon the kids and go living her life. That's what the bipolarity comes in, or visions. Some of the people who have a bipolarity disorder, they can comes in and they can give you a visions. It's like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and that's how we're going to do it, and so on and so on. But when they begin to do it, because they are immature, they cannot do it themselves, they cannot fulfill their part of that dream. And now, because of the immaturity, they create and they go and they destroy what it was built. That is actually based out of Neptune and Jupiter within these situations from within. Some of the disorders, they are actually attached to Lilith. That is about the if that is a masculine person, he can be like whatever she feels woman that he has to have all this sexuality for, or at home he can be just like average good person, but he's not, and so on. So that's what it is. You're right, Tiffany. There is could be a lot of bipolarity disorders in there. Paulina, hi dear. Bipolarity feels a bit like speaking from ego versus speaking from soul. Yes, that bipolarity eventually you're going to face it from within you. That's what comes this illuminations about the truth, Paulina. We actually uh, begin this life chat where we talk about those energies before. We talk about this principle of the coin that you have, the both two sides. The what's going to happen if you do this or if you don't do it, and then you illuminate yourself. What is the proper way? What is the things from within your soul? Because you agree with your soul, you begin to live within the truth. You don't fight anymore within the ego because you know that by fighting within the ego did create nothing else but polarity. Did create this polarity, these things that didn't lead you to anything. only lead you to run you around the circle within your life and didn't help you to evolve. While the twin flames are here to evolve from within, but ultimately that is the last battle from union. We talked about this yesterday, so Paulina, you're totally correct. That's what that is. That's what that graphic looks. That is your ego down below. This is your subselves, and this is your soul from within. So that it creates a bipolarity here. Each road you to want to take, and that's what uh, it is. And you guys are totally correct, and I'm so happy you guys talking about these issues up here. You need to understand that the both sides of this issue. So, for example, if someone has a narcissistic personality from there, they want the love. They seek this love. They want this everything because they know that's the path of the healing from within them. But they have to mature to get that love for it, and so on and so on from within. Would you consider that from a dark night of the soul? The dark night of the soul comes in when the divine actually interfere in this. The divine gives you the love, the illuminations in there, but you took that love down there. So you took the love within the darkness. So now the light that is from here shines the bright of all the subcells, darkness from within, to head you back where you're supposed to be. And it's supposed to be in the light. That's what the dark night of the soul is. It comes in, it gives you the revelations of the sub self. Usually, when the dark night of the soul comes in, it tells you what is wrong within your personality. That is at a time when you actually are down on your knees and the cry that you have as a soul. I don't wish this to nobody. You should not supposed to go to the dark night of the soul. If you went to the dark night of the soul, you basically die from within. That was the last resort. You shouldn't go there. You shouldn't have to go through it. You should not wish your twin flame to go through it. But that is a personal choice because they abandoned the light from what God gave them. They're abandoning the love that gives them. And the dark night of the soul is actually this process of eliminating exactly this that I give you right now. It shows up where you've been bad. You understand how bad you are as a person. You understand how beautiful you can be. You understand all the corrections that you need to make. You understand this journey from A to Z. And then the dark night of the soul heals you. It sets you up. It's reset your subcells from within. And now you are going to tell the people what this is. Dark night of the soul is not a joke. I don't wish this to anybody. I'm speaking with you within a personal experience. But if that's gotta be, so be it. Okay? And I don't wish that dark night of the soul to anybody. Believe me. But the dark night of the soul is an energy and it's affecting a lot of people. A lot of this energies has been around. You know how that feels if you went through it. You know how that goes when it comes in. That energy has no mercy because you don't have a mercy from within yourself about the love that was given to you about God. So, okay. Revati, Dio, are there tell signs evident in natal chart that could be indicating this personality disorder? Yes, there is about within the charts. Um, One thing that within the charts, that could be if any of the personal planets, it's within the duality signs. uh, we're talking about like Venus, for example. If Venus or Mars, they are within, for example, Gemini, that is a one aspect to be look for it. Another thing is looking for if a Mars and Venus, they are in the same sign for it, and they are facing or squaring midheaven, for example. That is a direct link. Also, if Mars or Venus are in the ascendant and they are opposing any of the personal signs, that could be the moon, that could be any of the personal planets for in. There is a lot of aspects, depends on it. But the most, for example, the bipolarity, they have to do with Mars and Venus conjunctions in there. uh, for another one of those, for example, if you did something with in the personal planets, it is very, for example, if one of those personal planets, like authority, for example, the sun is right in the ascendant, and it doesn't have positive aspects. That is the authority, and that could be also controlling so much personality from within, and so on. There could be a lot of other aspects. That is, could be, for example, if the moon has something to do with the oppositions of any other personal planets. We're talking about Mercury, Venus, Mars, for example. That means that the mother, the intuitions, the mother within the chart, it has been so much suppressive. Another case that could be if the sun has a lot of squares or oppositions towards a personal planet. That means the father was so much infected within the situations and so on, towards the development from within, because the personal planets are about the development. And if there is a lot of squares or oppositions and so on, catching up later on to some specific things within, that is involved with Lilith, specifically with the females for it. That it's when forceful intimacy has been done it. But you can see on some of the charts, you can see what are they related from, how they came in. Sometimes for the clients, when I work with clients and they ask the gravitational report, they actually say the truth, which is I see it in the chart, but I'm a very polite with this because those are very touchy issues from within. Okay. For example, if that is the sun oppositions with Lilith, that could be our authoritative figure or anything else that been involved within this darkness, sexuality, and so on from it. I'm just telling you from a personal experience, but you can see things in the charts. But sometimes the charts cannot say everything. You need to understand that they can just give you a one positions of this, one basic, because that comes in the gravitations, how the gravitations and how you can develop from within. It all depends. After the initial talk, after the situations, and go over the aspects, we see within the chart as astrology, because the chart shows up how you can escape, how can we have healing, how the healing can happen. So, for example, if that is the issues within the chart, which is a position of 180 degrees, If that is the issue of 180 degrees, usually there is a sextile here and there is a trine, which shows what to be the issue, that how it needs to be filled and how it needs to be fixed from within. We can see the escape route. The issue is when there is no escape route. The issue if the karma is there, the north node, then we find out something that some of you already know about it. That is about that this is a family karma. This is a family issue. So you have to disengage within the family. You have to move out of this family environment. You to heal, and while you to heal and remove from that environment, then you solve the karma, and then you're going to help the rest of the family to solve the karma from within. For example, that is usually happens when there is a connections with north node with one of the planets, or in my case Lilith, okay, with past karma. So for it, so you need to understand its situations. So it's extremely painful beyond pain to yourself itself about the dark night of the soul. Yes, it is. It's painful. It's painful to get to that point. It's highly pain to get in there. It's painful when you go through it, and it's very beautiful when everything gets revealed to you and you getting reborn afterwards. But the whole process is a process, is a whole. I don't wish this to anybody, because that is involved you to hate God from within. In order this to come in, you hating God because God doesn't give you your twin flame, doesn't give you that love from within. While you understanding after the dark night of the soul, it wasn't God. God created the situations. It is the other people, it is the person, the twin flame itself that you are engaged in the energy. That was their choice. But you hating God because of this. And Dark Night of the Soul comes in to teach you absolutely everything about twin flames. I don't wish this to anybody. Let me be clear. This develop compassions for sure. Yes, it does. It's beautiful compassion actually develop after this. You become more divine, you become more angelic, you become, they give you the gift of the divine after they renew you. So you can go ahead and do the divine missions to see how it feels like you to work with the divine. Some of you may be thinking that it's a curse. No, actually it's not. It's a very beautiful and honest thing. And guess what? Because of these dark energies that you're projecting during the dark night of the soul, you have to do this work now. But some other people think that it's a joke, but it's not. Dio, doesn't the astro chart map our soul lessons in a soul level? Yes, it does. Some of you who've been done it with me, a chart I give you when you ask. That's what I'm asking you. That when I do the chart, I'm asking you guys have any additional questions. If you guys have some questions about it, you guys know that some of you, when it comes in and they have additional questions, I look for those specific questions to find the answers in there, because you can't find absolutely everything within an hour, hour and a half, or if there is a future event. I want to say thanks to some of you who, some of you like, Dio, my chart, look at it for me. I look at it for them. That's not a big deal for it. It's not that big of a deal to look from within, okay? But the charts, they help you. That's what the astrology is. Astrology is a tool. Most of my colleagues, that's how they make, a living within so on. I use the astrogravitational psychology for helping you to fix your internal world. So all you have to do is surrender and have faith. Yes, you surrender. You like it or not. You trust, you surrender, you let it go. That is happening when the dark night of the soul comes in, and you have no other choices. You do surrender. So, look the video of Shakira Ozuna Monotonia and look at her body without the heart when you can visualize the feeling of dark night of the soul. Ozuna. I didn't know that Ozuna had a video clip with Shakira. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go look at this. I'm within the. So to go back, man, who doesn't want me to talk about this? Okay, so let's talk about this personality disorders. Go back into what we need to talk about it. If you catch up a personality disorder within you, go ahead and discover it from within yourself. When you discover it within yourself, you are going to find the two opposite energies. You're going to find what is the right thing, what do you do, and what is developing from it. Most of the this personality disorder, as I said, they come of immaturity. So if you have lacking of issues of something from within you, evolve. Look at it, what you need to evolve, what you need to evolve within. Specifically, if you find your subselves, what is your subselves have from within? What is your issue within the subself? Relationships with others, money with others, or control over controlling issues. All this, they can be seen, they can be looked, and they can be worked out. I'm strongly suggesting you, if you caught yourself for it, guys, go ask for a professional help. I can help you to fix the energies within you, but you have to do the work. Some of the people, I tell them what the energy is, I tell them how to fix from within, but they don't do it. They continue asking for the same questions. They continue go to somebody else. Then they come back to me and they're like, this person said that, that person said that. And I ask the one questions. Did you did the work? No. Why? Fear. A lot of you have the fear to be in a public as it was fine. But those who are in the public as a twin flame, um, you see it, you overcome one fear and another fear, and so on and so on. It's the same thing within the personal disorders. They are based of some fear. They're based of this fear of what's going to happen if I grow up, what's going to happen if I change, what's going to happen if the things are. There is another fear though, fear that those personality issues they may come out in the surface. That is the worst thing that the people do. The psychologist, the psychiatrist, once they felt that you don't tell them the truth, they just say, it doesn't make sense to work with me. If you don't trust me, if you don't tell me the truth, I can't work with you. It is the same thing, the base of the truth within the twin flames. If your twin flame doesn't tell you the truth, if your twin flame doesn't come within the situations, can you work with them? The answer you all know about it. It's no. Some of the people they're trying to go ahead and just because it's my twin flame, I can go ahead, I can close my eyes, or they ask me, don't see all the things, Dio. There is always issues. There is, this is a secret. We have this issue, and so on and so on. But that's where the twin flame connection comes in to fix the issue. And most of the twin flames, they don't understand by pushing the buttons from within. That is actually the invitations of healing from within. Okay, and I watched a little bit. That was like 2 days ago. They develop a blood test. In a based of your blood test, they can say what the heck you have as a personality disorder now, because this has been become a pandemic. Like it or not, it is. And thank you for Blue Swan and Kirk that for Eva and Kurt that you guys want to talk about this. You wanted to get in within this, but we know how to fix it. You know, the psychologists they don't took the soul as a tool. They don't have idea about it. They haven't done this process within them. They are not twin flames. Only a psychologist who is been in the twin flame relationships they know about it. Okay, for some of the psychologists, the twin flame explanations to them that is a like a nightmare. That is a something until they experience it. Then guess what? As a psychologist, everything they knew about it, of psychology, it is just going out of the trash a little bit until they put their distorted energies in order. Most of the psychologists, when they study psychology, is because there has been some kind of issue within them as a childhood or something from within. So they trying to figure out the problem. And that's what leads them to psychology. That's what leads them to all this from within, some kind of wound or something. It's in there from within. But when they become as a twin flame, they're looking for a help from twin flame because they don't know how to navigate it. They know how to navigate it as a psychology logic out there within, but they haven't learned the energies. They don't know how to use the energies as a resource. The current energies, the energies that is within them now, when it's active, and to work with the vibrations. And when they use the soul as a tool, then they see that you go back to God for it. They knew this is a this is not a new what I'm explaining to you guys. They knew the world knew about it. When somebody has a problem, what did they tell them? Go to church and pray. Well, basically, go and tell them, hey, go find your soul to go ahead and heal yourself. It's going to be help from within. That is the energy when they explained when Jesus was going and healing people from all this, fixing the energies from within. They know that God can fix anything. Well, of course, God can fix anything. God is originating of anything. The soul can fix anything. So is the personal disorders. You need to understand that this energies we're talking about is when the spirituality, the soul from within, when it enters within the mind, it changes the mind from within. So that's what is. That's what when a twin flame comes in, we healing things more differently. We healing the right things. We healing the personality. How many of you fixed your personality as a twin flame? How many of you were as a bad person? Bad person. You didn't know you were a bad person, but you were had a bad personality before the twin flame. And how did the twin flame relationship change you for a better? All of you. All of you improve on somehow. All of you improve on some kind of situations. Did you need a psychologist about this? All you needed was the love. You had the love from it. It was ignited. Yeah. Now you guys know, right? Now you guys getting it. We don't need so much, but we need some help. Some of the people also need help. Some of the twin flames also need help. But guess what? You did change. You change yourself. You change your personality. You fix some of those personality disorders. You may not even know them. They were within you. But that love for uh, yes, Blue Swan, thank you. Thank you for the recognitions. And if you want to continue to be in a high vibe twin flame relationship, you have to fix yourself. Of course, they're not going to let you go with unfixed personality, with dealing with the high vibrations, because using the high vibrations, you can harm people. Specifically, if unhealed person with bipolarity or narcissistic behaviors, they use these high vibrations to hurt a person. Then the problem is gets universe problem for it. And you're right about this, Diana. Diamond B, so much love. I'm giving you so much love to you and the baby. I'm so happy that you two are here now. Maria, ritualizations and love for sure. Exactly. Paulina, it's funny how in some cases issue might not be so easy, unexplainable, literally need divine answers, downloads. Yes. By the way, this is exactly what we're getting because when you look at the energy, the situations within you, you're looking for up for the divine. The divine sends you this little ping and some kind of like a confirmation. Speaking of which, right, the universe. After this ping within your ears, all of a sudden you're getting the knowledge, you're getting the information's coming in, that downloads coming in from within you, and you know how to fix yourself. But for most of the people, that is not available. Why? Because they're not awakened. They're not awakened from within. Awaken the soul from within. And that's where the twin flames are coming. These divine energies connecting to the twin flames, to the twin flame love. That's what they do. They're connecting you so you can be fixed. You can become this perfect couple with in you. And Paulina, totally, totally correct. You're getting the answers through the downloads. Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm not the only one who agrees. Maria Riches, Diamond B, Blue Swan, they all agree with you. I feel like we are dismissing the whole beautiful concept of the man. Uh, yeah, well, in some way, yes. Twin flames ends when the ascensions begin. The union, you are ascending together, right? You become divine couple together. We talk about this, Eva Enkart, and that's what those energy they do to us, okay, including the personality disorders. These personality disorders they can be catched early in age. They can be catched within the child. In some of the cases, for I read a lot about cluster B disorders, and I think that before the TF connection, I had a lot of symptoms indicated the bipolarity, maybe with the separation and maybe with the power of letting go. They had faith. Um, they fade a lot. I had almost no fear of abandonment. In fact, I enjoyed being alone. That's mean healed. That's mean, Andela, you healed within you with this bipolarity disorder. And this cluster Bs that you are talking about, bipolarity, borderlines, and so on, uh, that line of crossing the line of growth. Some of the people have this. They're looking at the line, but they cannot crossing to grow. But when they grow within in there, because of forget about the psychology situations, about the mood swings and so on and so on. If you look at it deeply from within, the mood swings is like I feel like I have to go and do it. You go, we go, we go, we go, you run, you get into the line and you slam in the brakes. And that changes your moods. then it turn around. It is facing the fear to cross it. Once you cross it, that lines in there within the energies, then you crossing from within. That is good to require the courage, and Andela probably, yeah, you find the energy of the twin flame and the courage to crossing over, not to be dependent, not to be doing it this and so on. You find the answers of healing from within you. Dio, I'm so blessed to catch your life. You explained this journey very well. I'm learning more with you than any other person on YouTube that talks about twin flames. You're truly beautiful soul. Aurora, thank you. Thank you. You guys are saying about me. I'm just here to do my service to you guys as a twin flame. You know how that goes. I don't click like and subscribe to my videos. You know, and say all this. You guys, if you feel like the universe sends you here to get the help, that's all it is. I'm here to helping people. I'm here to do this, and I want to say thank you for the good words for it, and I appreciate this. And you've been around for a while on this channel, Aurora, and I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming in again, and so on. This is quite beautiful. It's nice here in this twin flame year. We are addressing the other side of beautiful. We understand the power of the beautiful of personality, the beautiful with love, the beautiful of compassion, the beautiful of intimacy, the beautiful of the masculine energies, the beautiful of the evolutions, the beauty within the growth, the beauty within the mother nature, the beauty within the God-given gift that we have, the beauty within the universe. And we found the beauty within us as a soul, how beautiful we are as a souls. It's priceless. It is. But most of the people, they have fear issues, they have situations from within. To go back into the personality disorders, the most of the personality disorders actually linked to parenting, to parents, early in the parents' situations. That could be in a few generations, that could be at only one generations, and so on, and that could be based on so many things. So when you talk about personality disorders for it, and if you catch your twin flame has a personality disorder, you you show them, you push that button. And if they're acting and they try to cover it or they try to sacrifice these problems and the issues and so on, that is their problem. From that standpoint, there is nothing actually you can do for them. They have to step it up from within and so on. And let me tell you this, I didn't say that. I want to tell you who said that. Okay? That said Clara Prophet. She set it up, a psychologist, to help. And when it comes to twin flames, she recognized that back in the days that these issues coming up for it. So I will suggest you that you learned from a twin flames and from the energies that is there. Okay, I'm talking about Clara Elizabeth Prophet. She talks about this. Okay. Some twin flames are automatically already in unit. If you could explain to you, yes, those could be the twin flames. They are when they are ready. They have nothing to do. They all just comes in right in the unit, and they work. They magically work. They don't have to put so much effort. Everything gets easy on them. Everything goes flawless, and people are wondering what is the connections between them. Everything is in a full perfection synchronism. In the family, the kids are good. Maybe they go to church. Maybe they're involved in a spirituality community. You may see them out there as a just perfect couples. They go do something and involve in the community. You see them, and yes, and what happens is that when Uh, Imagine this when you're connecting as a twin flames. So this is the one twin flame, this is another twin flame. Imagine all this. This comes and unites up here when all the subcells are the same. There's any issues that has to be done, any situations that has to be done. But this is a very rare event. Big dog. Very rare. Very rare event. But usually with these people, they have everything within life. As long as someone doesn't get jealous, somebody doesn't get interfere, someone doesn't spoil all this beautiness because of something. Usually something happens in these cases because of jealousy or something. And so, but it's very rare, very rare, very extremely rare. Josh finished watching Matrix 4. Beautiful twin flame parables in there. Movie ended at 11:33. Wow. All right, Josh, glad to see you here. A thumbs up for you. One thing I found helped me was the respect and love my baggage. I felt I was punished until I realized my mistakes and also sack with them, not to treat it like a nasty sack of potatoes. Yeah, your luggage, when you remove your own luggage, that makes you free. That makes you get away with this. This makes you helping within the situations of things from within you. It's more easy when you all catch yourself. And you catch yourself of what you're doing. It's like, wait a minute, why am I angry? I don't have to be angry. Wait a minute, why I feel like this? I don't have to feel like this. Wait a minute, is that healthy for me? No, it's not. Then I have to change. And by you changing your behavior, you changing your personality, you change your actions, and then it's like, I done it. Then you look at it more, how to evolve from within you. You look more to establish from within yourself. You look at it more within things, and you keep going and improving and improving. The funny part is when you improve yourself, probably your family lineage begins to shows improvement. Probably your people around you, acquaintances, co-workers, all of a sudden they begin to improve. People that you've been around that know your field, they get an improved. You're doing so much impact when you do your inner work because you are getting away from these situations. In the beginning of the TF journey, I went to a priest and a Catholic church. I was trying to explain it to my connections with TF. He tried to convince me into the opposite. Oh, yeah, Natalia, they're going to tell you this for it. You need to understand that they can tell you this for, and they have a look. I actually went to the church and I asked him whether they talk about twin flames. And let me tell you how that happened, though. We were going to a Bible study, and in a Bible study, we make kind of discussions, which is Tuesday night. We make discussions, and I'm talking about so on and so on. We're discussing the things within the Bible, and it comes in on Sunday. Sunday morning, we go into a sermon. And the funny part is, whatever Dio said the Tuesday night, the sermon actually says it. So, one time, okay, next week that repeats, the next week that repeats. And the third week, they begin to look at me strangely. And the fourth week, I got invited to a lunch talking about twin flames. And there was a story in there about the king who was so much fall in love with a woman. And they had to give it to it because it was meant by God. But that is it, the only one story talking about twin flames. You need to understand that the story The original story of originations of Earth, where Adam and Lilith are created, is been removed, is not there. So you're not going to find out within the church about this. But they cannot explain the situations later on with, Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. You know, you will see the personality disorders within Cain and Abel that shows up. Funny when the Bible says this. To your questions, can there be a specific energy that you can overpower within ourselves, any personality when perhaps the time is right? You need to understand that I believe this is Kirk, but any specific energy can overpower within ourselves any personality disorder. That is the correlations of Uranus, Venus, Saturn, Venus, and also what is that evolving within the personality planet. But you need to look the correlations there between Chiron, which is the wounded healer. That is when you understand your wounds, you heal from within for it. And the other thing it is if Lilith was involved. We talk about Lilith, you can see the video there. If Lilith is one of the water signs, that is a most likely this power, because her power is over the emotions within. And if Lilith is one of the water signs, that is a Cancer, that is a Pisces, that is a Scorpio, which is home in there. This can lead to self-manipulating from within, which is some of the personality disorder is this. You are like secretly lying to yourself, or you secretly from within, like identity from within yourself. You actually said, I'm going to do this, but internally, you say you're going to do it because of different agenda from within you for it. So there is a way you can see it, but you can heal it within this. You can, if you see it within the charts, the way most of the times, so like I'm talking about like 80-90% of the times, there is an exit route. There is something that needs to be done. Some kind of events in life, some situations in life, they can be given it within. So Blue Swan, yes, that it is usually within the chart. When you see of within the twin flames, when you put them together, usually the north node, the north-south node, or has something to do with it. For example, if it's the north node of the one person, which is that is his karma to do it, it is attached with Jupiter of the other. So the karma comes in of the person who is not matured enough. It comes in to help him to mature. That is one of the help within the twin flames in there. Very good, powerful aspect is that because of the growth in there. So it's a capable of you to see it. There is always someone willing to give you bad advice. Yeah, we're talking about the kitchen psychology. That's what the psychologists are talking about. The kitchen psychology is coming to, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, you know what? If you do this, maybe he's going to do that, and if he's going to do that, then he's going to do this. Most of the women, that's what they do. Or the man says like, hey, come on, you gotta go ahead and do this, man. Come on, you do this, she's gonna do that. Come on. We're talking about this kind of like a kitchen psychology when it comes in with this. That's what they call it. And sometimes don't take in advices. That's what they say. Don't take in advices of someone who is more screwed up than you. Don't go ahead and take a financial advice for somebody who is poor. Go take a financial advice for someone who is rich. They are going to tell you how the things are done. Don't go ahead and take emotional advice of someone who is in emotional crisis. Go take an advice of someone who is emotionally stable, someone who is progressing. Don't go ahead and take in an advices with someone who is not in a twin flame. You taking and asking an advice for a twin flame journey. That's what it's called kitchen psychology. And there is a big damage of this kitchen psychology because people doesn't listen to the things they are, the way from it, what they feel from it, and they feel unsure from it. And of course, it's nothing wrong you to seek for advice, but they don't look at it, the who they go to, how they go to. You can't go ahead and ask advice for your mother for about twin flame when your mother has no idea what twin flame is, or your father. They're not in those positions. They cannot help you. The only thing they're going to help you, what are you talking about? This is a joke. This is a something. This they go to, for example, they go to the church or religious things. They say, "What is this twin flame?" And all the religious, oh, anathema. This is a from the devil. Oh, no, stay away. And then guess what? Down the road, they understand what's happening. So we need to chat on twin flames because they are very, very rare. I know on the internet they say everybody's twin flame. Big dog, the twin flames are specific energy. They can be fooled. At some point, you can be full with the energies because of the love and so on. But the twin flames, like its energies that itself has a vibrations, and you cannot fool this energy. You can have this energy, you can lose this energy. Okay, that is during the energies exchanges. That is a when all this between the two works fine, not a problem, not as issues for it. But most of the people they think they're twin flames. No, they're not. They have to evolve. They have to become. They have to unite yourselves. That is what the issue is, big dog. And yes, um, so yes, the twin flames are chosen by God. They choose you. They choose you when you to ignite. And you know how they choose you? Because you turn to God. You end up in your life so bad that you actually turn into the divine. It's like, God, I want to be happy. God, I want to be in love. I want to be truly happy with this. I'm not happy with my life. They hurt you, they hearing you, and they activating the twin flame in you. And some of the people, they just like, because it's a trend. Oh, I'm within the twin flame. I want to find my twin flame. Really? You want to find your twin flame without even know what this is all about? As a Lindy Cowling said, you want to find your twin flame? Do you have a death wish? You must have a death wish if you want to find your twin flame, or something like this. She said it was very, very interesting on her perceptions for it. Yeah, those ones. So they need to step out of the box. It's possible they will suggest a live chat on this specific detail of what you just explained. We can talk. I'm open to it. Not a problem. If you guys want to have a topic for it, you're gonna see. Uh, yes, we can talk. The God chooses you, but you also choose God. I have no problem of talking about this. Okay, you know when you're chosen, you always have this love, and you're always looking at for that partner. You're always seeking at the partner. You understand this? Oh, Matrahu Ketu. I have to look. I wrote something up here. If you look at it for the astrology wise, but I was wondering. I spoke with someone in the Hindu. talking about the Rama and Sita, Krishna and Radha. Uh, for there has been a lot of twin flames in there, and Vibin knows about the twin flames and the divine give us the directions for the twin flames, but are we follow it? Yes, from within. Mary, Joseph, Jesus and Mary, Shakti, Shiva, miracles. Most religious, my knowledge, have TV presentations. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. One paid for by lightning journey, and everyone has a twin. We are chosen by the divine. Yes, we're chosen because we choose the divine. You choose the divine chosen you. You made that choice before you came here. But also when you went through these positions in life because of the veil, of the forgiveness, you don't know, the forgotten things within you, so you can find yourself. At some point, you look into God, you ask Him, God, now is the time, now is the time, now is the time. And when a God gets you, now is the time, He gets you to the twin flames. And when He gets you to the twin flames, you're learning, you're changing, you're improving yourself. You're improving everything within you, including your personality. By fixing your personality, you're fixing the personality disorders. The limited number of true flames and the lack of understanding and other forces that go within is exactly what we are meant to do. Yes, by working with the truth. Lack of understanding. The lack of understanding, that was the very first thing I said when I opened this channel, Quantum. I understood this. A lot of the people ask me why there is no quality information. There is a quality information for the twin flames, but since the twin flames just this was like every third person can talk about now about twin flames, and now what I'm seeing actually it's getting of wrong situations is when a lot of the people begin to talk about the personality disorders and they linked everything, absolutely everything, to a narcissism. This is like throwing all the personality disorders under the bus with the narcissism without looking within for and seen it. I seen it over at people who are, the influencer. They are in the YouTube. They are out there and so on. But I see also professionals, and some of the professionals they actually did this long time ago, but divine time. I had to find them what I needed. Not because if I was getting to this psychology 6, 7 years ago, it would have been done the right time. I would have learned it properly. Now I learned it properly. Um, once a twin flame, always a twin flame. Where when we incarnate, yeah. Once a twin flame, always a twin flame. Yeah, exactly. It's it is what it is. You can't go back. How many of you are awakened as a twin flame and you're trying to go back to be normal? Can you be normal after this? No. Why? You change your personality. We are proof that this twin flame things works and heals. We are proof. All of you. You prove that. So yeah, perfect. Got thrown, of course, looking for a source now. Don't get me started on that twin flame. Machine Gun Kelly song. Poison, we already have plenty. Oh yeah, narcissism to be catch all right now for sure. Yeah, there is for because it was undetected for so many years, and when it's undetected for so many years, then the issue becomes more and more. Because right now, as I said, the issue was undetected within the parents, within the grandparents. Then the parents right now they have kids. They see their kids acting and behave something, and they look at it that their behavior was actually linked to this disorder, and they're looking at disorder well back into the parents because it was the lack of growth. We're talking about the overindulgence. We're talking about of the manipulations of controls. We're talking about the culture behaviors could be, and so on and so on, and that causing the person not to mature. While they're not mature, they have to find sources in some way and energies, and that's what this energy is coming for. Because the narcissism in the undershells, they're immature people with a humongous amount of pain from within. They're not grown and they're looking for a way out, and the only way they find most of the times is by using others so they can survive in life, so they can be healed. And they think that the person is going to heal them, but it is not the person. They have to heal from within. They have to learn to develop the love from within, and so on and so on. They have this grandiosity part, but that grandiosity from within them is to giving it to them, so they can did this grandiosity part of fixing themselves. For and lack of empathy. They have a lack of empathy. They may say they're an empath and so on and so on, but the lack of empathy, it's telling them where they need to grow within. They lack the empathy because nobody was developed this empathy within them. Nobody's empathic within them when they grow up, and they close themselves out. You need to understand. So these people, I feel sorry for them. Okay, for it. Yes, they do a lot of damage for it, but when you look at it within them, those are a wounded inner child put into a jail that never had a chance to live a life. That's what it is. And now the personality from within them, it's born or manipulated from lower energies, from lower personalities, and so on and so on. And they're very easy to manipulate. They learn how to manipulate because they were manipulated. They're developing within the manipulations. They're using the manipulations as a second nature. That is what they are from within. But yes. Dio, Dennis is such a compassionate. I appreciate so much. That was a perfect answer. You're welcome. I agree that is a catch of these days, but once you run over by narcissists, you will change your mind. I used to be school for these people. Yes, once you are engaged with the narcissist, oh yeah, you'll learn about it. But you got two things that you can do with the narcissist, though. You can put the love inside of them and let the love stays with their inner child in them, and let that love develops from within, because nothing else you can do. If your twin flame it's a narcissist, there is nothing you can do about them if they don't want to heal. But the only thing that you need to work on it is about healing their inner child so they can evolve. Usually there is a case of when their child may be mothering them, teaching them how to grow for it. There's a lot of correlations between mothering or fathering in that case. It depends on what's going on. But as the psychologist said, it's very hard to work with them because they don't trust. That is the inner child that doesn't trust nobody. And they have a trust and lack of expressing trust from within. They're untrustful because they know from within that sooner or later they're going to be found, they're going to be discovered of these situations from within. Maybe they're going to say things at the beginning the way they want it, the way the things they want to be, and so on and so on. But down the road, because of lack of maturity in them, they give up. Uh, After looking at the Cleveland chart, I have a question: how to not confuse paranoid personality disorder with intuition? And I have a lot of those symptoms. Do you like ASPD, BPD, and avoidant? Uh, Well, you have to go look more from within you, Blue Swan. Um, Take a look at those personalities with intuition. And if you find out that you have a lot of the symptoms, what did a lot of the symptoms are linked into? They have something coming in together. For example, if you have a lack of respect towards others, which is a antisocial personality disorder, that is it about that. Look from within you. Where did you get that? Who did you learn that from? Okay, if that is the borderline uh, low self-esteem, for example, is there was anyone that developed the self-esteem from within you? That's mean you have to develop the self-esteem from within you. What is the common thing between those two? As I give you as an example, maturity. I give you the healing path on this point of view as a twin flame. It is maturity. So instead of being antisocial, go being social. Instead of being have a low self-esteem for yourself, maybe a self-hate, for example, uh, go love yourself. I love myself the way I am. Oh, I love myself. Mm, I love my muscles. Love yourself. Grow. Maturity. Keep your words. Begin with simple tasks and for it. Um, Come on. I mean, it's debunked. Okay, the personality disorder are debunked. The personality disorder is there immaturity. Whatever you see as a condition within the personality disorder, that is the area you need to grow. That's what this is. Whatever is, and when you are within the twin flame connections, when you were in these situations for it, you gotta grow. Nobody loves you. Guess what? You gotta love yourself. I love me. It's me. Okay. Um, Whatever is the situations, lack of self-confidence, lack of self-esteem, this is a lot of personality disorders. They have this, a lot of them. You can find it there, most common, but everything, when you put all the personality disorders, they're linked from one thing: immaturity. And when you evolve here, you understand that you have to evolve from within. As a twin flame, you look at within your soul, you look at the areas that you need to mature, you mature, you change your personality, you change your behaviors, you change your actions, and guess what? In the base of those actions, you become a new person, the person that you always wish to become. Who wish to become this you? Your inner child. You wanted to grow like this. You want to have these dreams. You want to go back in there. And you fix yourself. But it's required the spirituality from within. This is me being honest with myself. Thank you for information help and all the freaking work done and continue to twin flame galore. Thank you, Kirk. I mean, come on. We debunking more stuff as a twin flames in a higher level perspective that, come on. Uh, we know the answers. That's what we came. We came to heal all this. We give it to the world. Do you think it is a coincidence that first the twin flames comes in, everybody talks about the twin flames, and now everybody talks about the personality disorders, particularly the narcissism? Because now for the small things, somebody can go ahead and look at it, their behavior, and they put the label narcissist. I have no idea what narcissist is. I wish most of the people never know what this is as a narcissist. They have no clue what that is in reality. So, Pandora, hi. I love you. Do you wear a football shirt to do these talks? Yeah, you wouldn't get such a deep conversation. I have conversation with anybody on the pub watching football. Adds me some fresh quality. It's okay. Doesn't matter who I look. Okay. I love football shirts. Yesterday I was with Chicago Bears shirt. Today I'm with Roma. Uh, Probably next day. Maybe I'm gonna be with Bayern Munich. I don't know. I see what this is, but it doesn't matter. It's all the matter is what we all hear, Pandora. But thank you. Flora, these are many personality. It is there are so many personality disorder. It's incredible. Yes, it is. That's what I give you this link. That's what I study. Actually, I want to give you one link. Stay tuned here. I want to give you a one person up here. Um, this this video is going to be a very good for you guys. Okay, this guy. I learned a lot from him, by the way. Watch most of his videos. Still have some videos with him, but thanks to him, he was talking about the subcells, and that linked to what I put together of the subcells, connecting within the astrology to the personal planets, to astropsychology, and finding the links from within. So, yes, but there is a lot of personal disorders. There is also disorders that you can catch in their development states within the kids. And if you have a kids in there, you can find it. Okay, uh, that is the ADHD, that is a DOD. Okay, defiance disorder. There is so many of them out there. Okay, but when you catch them, you go ahead and work on it. For so. Thank you, dear, for being with us when we did not know what was happening to us, and thank you for still being here. You're welcome. We are going through this processes. We are going through these situations, uh, and we have we have to go ahead and find it within this. We want to be happy. That is the more important thing. We want to have happy life. We want to have these situations and so on. And if the person is with personality disorder, your significant other, or so on and so on, if they cannot fix themselves, there is nothing pretty much you can do as long as they don't harm you. They don't harm you in any way, in energy way, and energetic or emotional or psychologist way, and so on and so on and so on. So there is cases of this. There is a situations within this. There's nothing you can do about it. But we have to keep on going. We have to go ahead and evolve as a race. We came in to show that these situations from within. So, Dio, do you think that the disorders can form from planet alignments? Yes, sometimes. But Sometimes the planet alignment doesn't have anything to do with the disorders, and that is a case when it's transferred. That is it when, for example, John, I can explain it to you how these disorders are developed as energy. Grandparents over there, they had issues with the neighbor, they fight with the neighbor, they kill the neighbor, and how everyone in the town knows that this man killed the neighbor, and so on and so on. He wasn't judged, and so on. And now this family, for it, holds on this killing situations from within. So now the relatives carrying, their father was a killer. That energy keeps in because the society keeps enforcing that energy as a killing and so on and so on. Then there is a grandchildren, and the grandchildren, they're inheriting 50% of the anger of the grandfather. Uh, it's already proven on this. And now this energy through the generations is inherited more within the kid, and that begins to more and more evolve. But over the time, that energy actually begins to be encoded because of this shame, this guilt, and situations from within begins to be encoded within the DNA, and now it's passing as a generational case from within. If you understand Jin and Chen, they all coming in together to play with this within the DNA. So my twin has 7 Capricorn and 2 Aquarius, so a lot of Saturn in there. A lot of Saturn. Saturn in a Capricorn actually can be evolved a lot of within in the proper cases. This could be a lot of hidden knowledge from within to perform as a public. That could be also a person that depends on what house it is. But this could be a person that put themselves in a very tough situations mentally we're talking about, like in a jail and so on. But also depends on what house it is that could affecting. Saturn is not a Satan. Okay, we are the Satan. We are creating the Satan within our energies inside. Actually, Saturn can be a Satan if you need Satan to come visit you because you invited him. Uh, 4. So is Mars. When Mars comes in, the angry God comes in into you. Guess what? Saturn and Mars coming and playing within you. Guess what? You can go ahead and be on the bar, beat the crap out of somebody. They're gonna arrest you, and you are feel sorry for your thing. And when you look at the situations, the Saturn is like, you see what kind of lessons we did to you. Don't ever listen so much of your anger. You have to learn to overcome your anger. So now you are going to be corrected. So Saturn is actually the teacher in the charts. Yes, he is the discipline and karma. And careful with this guy because he is. Oh, do you have your hand full? Yes, I do have my hand full with this. Yes, I do. If you know my chart, I have a Saturn in Cancer in the 12th house. So he's here. I love him. Okay. Saturn, it also talks about the esoterics. Saturn represents the hidden, the sacred things, the sacred love. Twin flames have a lot to do with Saturn. Saturn and Venus correlationships is usually what happens within the twin flames. To understand that correlations in there between Saturn and Venus. The Venus is hiding the love within her soul towards others, but once Venus opened her soul, Uh, Capricorn is an awesome sign, guy. All the astrology signs are pretty good. For a Capricorn, it is a beautiful zodiac sign. I have a north node there. I have to learn to become the, have to fulfill my karma into Capricorn in the sixth house. Capricorn is the public servant. Sixth house, that is a healing. Public servant is a healing. How that sound to you? I love Capricorn part, but I had to put a lot of work and strength and courage to come out as a public speaker. Wasn't easy, but twin flames change your personality, so you better put a disclaimer. I already put a disclaimer for it. Big dog, yeah. All right, guys, do you have some anything? I know you guys have ideas. If you guys have ideas for the topic, Big Dog, that is okay. If you can put it in a one sentence, that was going to be a very helpful for. And if you have some more questions, let's talk about the situations and so on. I also have a Capricorn in sixth house. Yes, if you have a Capricorn in the sixth house, you're probably going to be working with it there, something. Saturn is the gatekeeper. Saturn is many things. Saturn is the gatekeeper. Pluto is the hidden God. He is the transformations. He is that process that it really drags you down in the mud so you can transform and bloom as a flower. But first, he's going to drag you to hell to reach the paradise. A lot of the people don't like Pluto in there, but he is who he is. You have to be very thankful to Uranus or Uranus. I don't know. Somebody you're laughing at about the way I pronounce it. That is okay. But that is it, the energies that comes from the universe and brings down to earth. You need to understand this guy. It is all the sudden changes. Something you need, he delivers. Something you seek, he brings it. That's what Uranus is into. Through Saturn, we access the higher dimensions, discipline, and truth. Yes. Do you also have in a seventh house? Does it mean they have to work a lot in relationships? Yes. hmm So, Floor, what did you tell me that you have the sixth house Capricorn? It's more in the seventh house Capricorn. That tell me that you have ascendant as a Cancer. That means that you have something from within you that you have to look within the family, develop the family, but the family means not only you're welcome, Floor. That's mean one thing for you. You have a midheaven, probably in Aries. That means that your fourth house is a Libra. That's mean a lot. You put in the balance at home. You focus gonna be the family at home. Usually those are the people who have a lot to do. All the esoteric astrologers, they're gonna tell you that if you have ascendant Cancer, you have something of healing the planet here. Why? Because Cancer is the family, your focus is on the family. In the fourth house, actually, is the family. You bring the marriage in there. In the marriage, okay, which is the seventh house, you have Capricorn or in there. That's mean professional within the relationship, something that you are healing to heal the situations with. And you have a midheaven within Aries. That's mean I am the soul. Floor. You know your powers, but the question is how you're going to overcome from within. You know who you are, Floor. I can just basically on this, I can picture your chart. Lilith in the fourth house. You need to be careful with that Lilith in the fourth house. That could mean that something to do with Uh, Midheaven and a Taurus. Oh, that means that you can do things within Mars in Aries. Ooh, Mars in Aries, Flora. Yeah. Let me finish with Tiffany H. Lilith in the fourth house. Tiffany, depends on what zodiac sign it is. That could mean that either at home, your mom or someone is being very manipulative. There is could be a something within sexuality involved within home. For it, it's if there was any oppositions with specific planets or any squares, that can be a situation within the family. In there could be a trauma incidents in the home, which is they've been involved in sexuality or intimacy way. So maybe your mom was very manipulative towards you, and a lot of manipulations has been done, and there has been a damage. If your Lilith it is squaring or opposing the moon, that could be a very very bad position for you. For it, Mars in Aries, yes, very manipulative. Yeah, you got to be very careful because with that Lilith, you can turn to very manipulative at home too. Perhaps topic. Think of TF as a separate being or it's the other as a soul. Okay. Ravati conjunct the moon. Moon and Lilith together. Oh, that is the intuitions with Lilith. This is a Rivati. That is a mother. Could be a very manipulative, very destructive from within. Four. And it could be a lot of issues in there with affecting your intuitions in you. You also can have a very manipulative intuitions if the aspects are not good, Revati, but it is involving with mother mostly within the chart because the moon represents the emotions, but you learn the emotions through who? Through mother. And when the moon Lilith conjunct together, usually the mother is very highly manipulative. And guys, thinking about of Natalia's proposal about topic. If you guys go with it, I'll go with it. I know Big Dog has something. Um, I was able to overcome but understand the channel I need to be within me. I really don't know if Lilith squares the moon. Only know it is in Virgo. Thank you, dear. Well, Flora, maybe down on the road, if you need some astrology help, find me on Facebook. We can see if you should does anything within. Flora, yes, both my parents were very manipulative. Yes. Hopefully that you guys, if you found that your parents were manipulative and now you are in the twin flame journey, you see the things to evolve from within you. Maybe there was developed this disorder, maybe there was this situations from within you. Look the things that needs to be fixed. So far, it's been a very good positions when people like this who are in the twin flame journey uh, and they cannot grow, they cannot see the things within the twin flames situations. 90% of the time, what's working so far and it's been good, it's got some positiveness within this, is when the person gets disconnect from the family in 100% until they begin to, okay, we understand now, we understand you want to grow, we understand you have to be on your own. They don't want to control you anymore, they don't want to manipulate you anymore, they don't want you to be with this. You actually tell them, mom and dad, I don't need you, I need to grow. So if you had a manipulative parents in a situations there, you definitely have to go out on your own and don't communicate with them until they really decide that they're not going to be involved and manipulate within your life affairs. But you have to have the faith, the courage, the strength to do it from within. And that is maturing. That's how you're going to heal. If you understand your parents were the one who made you with disorder, the only way to heal disorder is by removing yourself from that energy, from that gravitations. So, yes. So you guys are okay with this with the topic? Because I have an astrology reading to do in about pretty much within a half an hour from now. Um, oh yeah, the parents. Oh, ooh, man. Sometimes the parents they don't want to let you go. Do you know why? Because they're immature. They want you to stay there, you to take care of them, you to give them money, you to serve to them. Basically, they want to use you as a servant, and that is not good. They're not mature, and they don't prevent you from you to mature. So yes, if they don't want you to go, yeah. Even sometimes the parents they say, if you go and if you move on your own, who's gonna be watching me? I'm gonna kill myself. Some of the narcissists, that's what they do because they're immature. And I'm talking about the lack of maturity brings this to them because they need energy. They need your energy. They need to get your energies because they cannot develop the energies from within. All right. So you guys want to go with Natalia's topic? Yeah, they're kids. If you see the video that actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you these guys as well. Uh, there we go. It's called grown wound child. That's what they are. They want adults. They're acting and behave as a child, and they prevent you to grow. So what are our obligations toward our parents? You just disengage and you focus on the growth. Those one. Well, they haven't been choosing to not to evolve all the life, Tiffany. That's what it is. And since they cannot grow, they want to make a copy of themselves because that's how what the life was easy. That's how usually this disorder is getting passed. Okay. Separate being. Okay. All right. Okay. Useful, right? Grown requires change, and they don't like that. Yeah. Well, you give them a choice. You pull yourself out. You give them no choice. They either gonna choose to grow or not. And if they don't grow, why do they have to suppress in you not to grow from within? So you need to be very, very diligent and courageous about this. Okay, because otherwise your personality suffer because their personality. And imagine your kid's personality suffer because of this. Very careful of how that gravitations, that energies are talking about it. Well, Flora, glad that have you here. Hopefully, you learned this because now you feel like this has been within the family. We talk about the family karma. Some of the family karma is this. Some of you are born to be this black sheep and disengage with the family. That's what I did. I disengage with the family, not much engage within them. But I grew personally. I'm the one different than anybody else in the family. You need to understand the difference is you came here to do this job, and if you're as a twin flame, you better don't do it. You not do it only for yourself. You do it for generations ahead of you. You have to be thinking about this because your growth actually heals these personality disorders, but also stops it for passing it into the next generations. Those are serious stuff. And if you need a help is always coming and giving it to you. But you need to look at it from yourself and recognize when you need the help. A lot of the people, when it comes to these personal disorders, they don't seek help. They just continue go on and create another generations. Then they create another generations and create another generations and so on and so on. While the work is not done. And then it comes to a point that the cultural behaviors begin to enhance these situations. And now, pandemic. I mean, you can go ahead on YouTube. You can go ahead and put narcissism. It's probably more than you put twin flames right now. A few years back, it wasn't like this. Um, but yeah, some generation has to be the first one to see how sick this all is. Exactly, Paulina. And you know what? When you see how that is, you change it. And that's what the power of the twin flames is. They comes in, they change it, and they develop their own tree. They healing. They create new roots. They become like this brand new family line that is outside. It doesn't have energetic connections with the previous generations. They heal the generational situations from within, and they begin to develop themselves from within. So yes, because under the illusions that they are fine. They're yeah, Tiffany. Yes, they're under the illusions they are fine, but they are not. Their actions prove it. They are destroying things. They demolish things. They are never happy. They are never satisfied. They live in a false world, and they create a lot of things from within. Alicia, narcissistic personality is also known as the Jezebel spirit in the church. We're talking about the Jezebel spirit and the narcissistic disorder. Yes, we can go ahead and do this from it because the energy of development within this Jezebel energies and so on. But when you look at it from within, uh, the Jezebel spirit is something completely different. She is looking in a soul different level from within. Usually she has things to do within the soul, while the narcissist is more like a soulless. There's gotta be a huge difference. Don't mix them both. Don't mix them both. Jezebel is using the spirits to manipulate. She's using the spiritual, high spiritual. Okay. Jezebel is more like Lilith for it, while the narcissists, they don't have a touch base with the soul. They're working from the ego. They weren't mature to that point to look within the soul for it. So a lot of the people ask if the narcissist, so on and so on. Alter can be, it will be a good subject, just spirit and witchcraft. Man, guys, you guys want me to talk to you about a lot of stuff now here. Um, you need to understand what the possession is. The possession is with the lower energy. You are attracting lower energies. You develop this possessions and so on. Uh, there is a lot of the narcissism is like to bring you to that jail. That is the this darkness that keeps the inner child not to grow, the energy that tries to bring you within the inner child to keep you like a possession. That is one of the possessive. That's how that narcissists possess. They like to possess your money. They like to possess the good things that you have from within you. They like to uh, improve themselves by getting it from within you, by showing up how grandiose they are, how good they did from within. But they sell in the grandiosity, but actually when they begin to perform something, they're not grandiose at all. They are more failures in their life than anything within when I look at it in this case. But if they can reach out to the inner child and heal their inner child, they can find why the grandiosity was given it to them. They can overcome the issue of the narcissism from within. There is a lot of discussions about this. John, I said, I wonder the narcissists are possessed. Some of them are having a possessed from STD, that it's known as a sexual transmitted demons. That is the lower energies that they're operating from within. They can be very seductive. They seducting you through these energies. Usually, those are the people who have uh, they go to these places and they seducing a man. They have this one night stand and so on. They satisfy themselves without the realizations that the man dumping their fears, dumping their cramp into them, and then becomes this mixed of distort energies. Those are distort negative energies within, because the depression, some people think that the depression is healed by having a sex. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. And when they have sexual contacts, then these distort energies, they begin to pile up, then become like STDs. And then they cannot find intimacy. They look for the intimacy. When they have intimacy, then is a problem, because now they understand what the difference between the sex is, with just for using the sex for the material situations, and what actually intimacy is. Then there is a problem from within them, internal conflicts. But that helps them to heal, because they're looking at and they understand that intimacy. I have noticed that the narcissism was a leader and compromise governments without compassion. They are suitable for a system which is more concerned. Oh yes, most of the companies, they want to have this ruthless leaders, because they want to have the satisfactions of the ego, because it's more known to control one person than control a thousand. So, for example, uh, if the company have this person, this narcissist in control from within, that means that the person who owns the company is like this. Usually, the higher narcissist have a narcissist. He hires a narcissist like him to lead, to have this role within the company. First of all, to cover themselves, because if something happened, they're gonna point to that leader. Okay, if something happens, they're gonna blame that person. It doesn't come to them. Oh, I'm just the owner, you know. Well, he was working for me. I didn't know he was a narcissist. You guys gotta understand that there is a lot of games into this, psychology games within there. I mean, there is so much within the corporate world that goes on with this. You'd think the narcissist is something that, no, it's been for a while. But you're right, Natalia. Yes, there are leaders within church and communities. The only way you can see the difference within them is when they begin to change their actions. When you beat them up in their own game, and later on they begin to redo their situations from within. Man, been 2 hours here. Wow. Why I'm hearing a lot of twin flame runners are like the narcissists. Everyone seems to have problem with the runner. Well, if there is some kind of like disorder within this, they can stick the label. You know, we like to label things as a narcissist. Narcissist is known for it about very common things from within. But the runners and the narcissist, they have one thing in common. John, fear. They have a lot of fear of truth. And if your twin flame is runner and they're running away from you, they did something in the past, they're not proud of it, they're immature of something. Because maturity is like, you know what, I did this and this in the past, I need to fix it. They're telling you, you work with them, you fix it, there you go, no problem. But lately, yes, this has been a lot going on within the both communities. What I'm saying, both communities, is it's been discussions within the twin flame communities. Some of the psychologists, some of the twin flames, it comes out and it's like twin flames. It is about relationships between an empath and a narcissist, and he's got nothing. He's very destructive, and if you have this and someone, everyone, the most of the clips, the most of educational situations, I look in there and I'm monitoring as a twin flame to see what's cooking out in the world, not to be on this cocoon called Dio and put your knowledge that he has in his head. Guess what? Everyone talks about the signs and the situations and so on. Why did they don't talk about healing? Why did they don't know the healing? Why cannot discover the healing? Why did they don't point out the people to look within their soul? Why did they don't point out the spirituality so they can be healed? Why? Because that's how the most of the humanity is used to it, to point the problems out and the situations. Most of the psychologists, because they're looking at it from this standpoint, guess what? They say the narcissism cannot be healed, the situations cannot be healed. God says, be love, you're going to heal all. But guess what? With love, you can mature. And if you can mature, you can heal all these personality disorders because they are based out of the immaturity. But you don't find those in the internet. There is one guy who is healed as a narcissist. He's talking about the narcissism. He's talking about that, yes, that's what you need to do. It's only wonder. They have to wish to heal. If your twin flame is a runner and they have a personality disorder, they have to wish to heal from within. You can't force them. You can't. The worst thing that you want to do is shame them, blame them, and so on for it. When you tell them, you know, hey, you got issues, maybe your mom and dad have parents in such situations, you can point it out. Don't fear about it. Have them look at it. Have them find the truth. That's what you're here for. You got to be truthful and honest with them. But if you're not, then yeah. So The narcissist is not an empath. Nope. The narcissist can fake empathy, really, but they're not an empath. They lack empathy from within. That shows up after the mask falls off. You need to understand why the mask falls off, because at the beginning they can put up all those shows for you. But when the mask falls off, you'll see there is no empathy in there. They don't have empathy. They have to develop it, but they don't have empathy. That is the one thing with the narcissism for it. In the end, they show up, they have no empathy. The reason is their empathy, it's hurt. Their empathy, their wounded inner child, it's hurt. Their inner child is in this jail. They don't let it go out. The pain is so much within them that the inner child is even suffering. Usually, the narcissist is someone who is very, very depth pain from within, pain that they cannot even get in touch with in their soul. Yes, they are empathy wounded. If you've been watching Harry Potter, there is a Voldemort. Voldemort was an empathy wounded child. If you look at the link that I give you here, the narcissist personality disorder, the condition involves a consistent pattern of perceived superiority and grandiosity, an excessive need for praise and admiration, and lack of empathy to others. They show up what they have from within. So, yeah. Sam Vikram, yes, have listened to him on YouTube. He's pretty good. Maria, if you listen to him, he's a good guy. Hello, Shoshoni, if you know what I'm saying in there. He's very good for the universe has all this under control. Just do your own work on yourself. Look after them. You don't come so far to come this far. Exactly. You work on yourself, John. Exactly. That's the way it should be. Work on yourself. They're very brutal till the end. Yes, some of them they're gonna be very brutal till the end until one thing doesn't come up. If they fall in love, for real, that opens the love within their inner child, Natalia. And you want me to tell you that I seen it when once they fall in love, for real, and they open that inner child within them. They see the care, the need that they ever had, and so on. They can begin to develop themselves from within. They're not all of them like this, but most of them, yes, I agree with you, Natalia. They're brutal to the end. I think the twin flame just has some traits of narcissist. They're not full-blown narcissists. They could be a traits, but why we have to be talking about the narcissist? Why? I mean, why you guys all have to connect this to the narcissist for? Traits of a narcissist are not full blown for it. You need to be careful with all in this what you're putting into your head for it. Maybe someone who has a different disorder, but you can think that that is a narcissist. But if you think that traits of narcissist, why do you think that? Big Dog, the universe has everything under control. Yes, it is. Blue Swan, that's why Curtin in Cluster B personality at least does not fit into the narcissistic personality disorder. Yeah, well, uh, it's it's all about you to make it. First of all, if you ever doubt yourself, you have some kind of personality disorder, go see a psychologist. There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and see it. Let me tell you, it's better you to get a mental health checkup. This is like you do your thing for it. They have these questionnaires with the questions. You go ahead and fill that up. Nobody has to know you're doing this. It's your personal thing from within you. There's nothing wrong with that. This is like you're going to a foot doctor. It's only your mental state, your mental body in there. And I'm strongly suggesting you that if you end up with damage from a narcissist or narcissistic behaviors, uh, you can just go ahead and seek a professional in there. Okay, seek a professional because the wounds sometimes they're big. We're discovering that, yeah, that could be a trait to personality disorders. Yes, to narcissism. Yes, Floor. And but that's what you are empath, if there was, because you need to understand. Let me talk to you a little bit. All right, you need to understand. These people will develop like this. Most of the narcissism is developed. And if they were developed from within them, you need to understand they're also seeking everything you're seeking as love from within. Their soul, their inner child that looks for this needs from within them. And if you begin to catching these traits, oh God. All right, thank you. Whoever that is, probably was Josh. Thank you, Josh or Ray. Thank you for it. You need to understand that. Thanks, Ray. You need to understand that this is brings the truth. We are right now in the age of the truth. That from within, we see the light, we see the dark, and we have to find a consensus from within us about it. That brings us to show us that we need to maintain the balance from within us. If there is a light worker, there's going to be a dark worker. If there is going to be an empath, there's going to be a narcissist. But through all this, we evolving within. Okay, hopefully you never met a true narcissist within you as an energy for it. I end up watching one clip, one video, and when it was the most sophisticated narcissist ever recorded in a video. And they asked him the question, what makes you so successful at this? How did you do it? And he said one thing, I did mirroring them. I didn't show my true personality within. I used my brain psychic abilities to mirroring them, which is that's what it leads into the twin flames. But when you look at it within the twin flames, they're mirroring each other through love. And the one difference that you are going to see between within the relationships between a twin flame and the narcissist, the twin flame brings growth, brings evolutions, brings this power of growth from within, while the narcissist brings grandiosity, stealing, destructions after them from within. So, but we're learning through this. The narcissists always destroy things until they decide not to destroying anything anymore. The empath learns that he's building. Next time he has to build it more and more powerful from within this. And if you look at it, it's all leading to a one point illuminations and evolution from within. So, John, Blue Swan, everyone on this chat is chaser, positive energy. We have a lot of good positive energy here, John. Yes. Uh, but I see that Blue Swan asking, "Are you the runner?" Oh, you guys are so funny. Alicia, I suffer PTSD from an arc X and a 4 year song. Also had to current year restrainer. Oh my God, Alicia. Yeah, post traumatic stress disorder is not fun. The best thing you want to heal it, Alicia, the post traumatic for within. It is to think about it when this comes into you. It's like a bucket of water that hits you. You're gonna get wet. You're gonna re-experience it again. But think about like this. Okay, this thing is gonna come. It's gonna hit me, but I'm gonna be wet with my clothes. But I can go ahead and dry myself out. And soon you sell this to yourself, the chemistry within your brain of that memory comes in and gets overridden, and you don't feel all the trembles, all the energies within you, Alicia. Okay. Are you saying a twin flame cannot be a narcissist in there? There could be a twin flame cases between empath and narcissist, but this can lead to evolutions, to growth from within. But if it leads to destructions, to so on and so on, that it is going to drop the connections for it. You need to understand we all have souls. Okay, we all have souls. Some of those people from the narcissist, they are wounded so bad that they don't see the soul from within, or they have a bipolarity thing because they don't know how to react. They are afraid to act and they are afraid not to act. Some of these people they have antisocial situations from within. They can have avoidant. They can avoid conversations or runners for it. There is could be a severe anxiety and fear of the truth that's gonna come out. There is a lot of things more to coming in with all these personality disorders in the twin flame relationships. We need to understand that twin flames are here for evolving and healing. So yes, there's going to be a lot of cases and situations with this. All right, guys. Um, I think that should be for tonight. I get the thinking of the TF as a separate being, or is it other you as a soul? All right. Uh, chemical imbalances disorder. Yeah, but the chemicals releasing within the brain, they're coming with the maturity. Some of it actually are linked that if the maturity was stopped at certain age, that actually can stop of the maturity within the physical development as well. Begin to look at it. That was quite a few weeks in there. So it's very important as a parents for it you to make sure that your kids they're going to grow up in a proper environment within, because you don't know what that damage is going to cause, what that damage is going to do with it. All right, Blue Swan, but we are ready for them. Come back. We are still going to be trigger all the time. There's going to be a triggers, John. There's going to be a triggers. Environment matters. Yes, the environment. What is the environment? It's gravitation, Maria. What we are emitting as a parents, that's what's going to go through the children so as well. I will rather be in the pain of longing than the pain for the triggering. How about John? I have a challenge too. How about you be in love and heal your pains, and no more pain of longing and no more pain of triggering, but be love from within you. How about that? There you go. Those ones there agree with me. I felt that if you focus attention on you and start taking care of about yourself, other counterparts disorders matters less. Yes, as long Paulina, yes, but if the disorder damaging could inflict you and so on and so on, this is like you building a house in the river. That the river when it comes gonna take the house off, but that also could be if you build a house in the mud, the mud's gonna take out. But if the disorders that are minimized, the effects of minimized, and so on, yes, the things can work in that situations. I totally agree. That will matter less, but as long as the maturity is there, and when the maturity comes, everything is going to be healed. Other than that, they are going to be like continuously break within the relationship. So yes, but if we continue within ourselves to grow from within, yes, I agree with that as well. Dio, I have very permeable energy. I mean, I easily catch on people energies, and that's never understood in my family. Good. Floor, actually, you're the black sheep. Congratulations. You made the day for it. So if they don't understand your energies, you're different than them. So you don't fit within them. You just don't fit in them. So very beautiful for you. So do your things. Go and evolve. Show them how it's done. And let them worry about it, the things. John Johns, exactly. Yeah, yeah, I know you, John. My TF realized his triggers came from his mother. He has hard time being told what to do. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That could be a lot of with this unseen set. And you need to be careful because the mother can have a lot of this. If you, for example, if your mother was so strict and she put so much fears within this, you can fear your mother even as a grown up. The second video, the last video link that I posted in there, that was uh, this grown up, ungrown adult energy. So even as an adult, you still listen your mother. That's when you haven't grown for it. Are we ready for the TF to come back? That's the questions. We have a lot of work to do. We need to be in a state of unconditional love before the universe will send them back. Yes, when the universe fixed everything and everything is going to be ready, because the universe does not want to bring distort energies within the new realm. You guys have to get this to your brains, hopefully. If you have to go on your own, that's what this current energies is. You're going to be on own. If you have to be with somebody else, you're going to be with somebody else. If you have to be with them, you're going to be with them. But you have to be okay with everything. You have to be okay with all the three cases. Okay? With them, without them, or with somebody else. It's going to be the universe orchestra with this. Because of currently development of the society, we have a lot of people with disorders and they don't want to bring this disorder. Imagine you given this energy of light, you giving this humongous force in someone who is not healed, and all of a sudden something is going to afflict in there. They're going to start using this force for damaging people. It's not going to work. So yes. So John has got to be ready for all this. Big dog, big dog. Perfect. Alicia, I'm studying cognitive behavior therapy so I can help others. Life coaching certification. I have received and healed my childhood one. Have boundaries and healed codependence. Very good, Alicia. Congratulations within you. If you continue work and evolve within it, that's going to help you. So great for everyone in the chat. Synchronicity galore. Yeah, this chat is getting very beautiful with it. Very beautiful. Blue Swan. What is understood doesn't have to be explained. Yes, totally. All right, guys. I think this is a very good topic session today. It's been 2 hours and so on. We have to do some reading today, guys. Let's share the love and the light here. For it's pretty good. Actually, I liked it. We have so much. That is it. That this need for this actually talks. It's very needed, and it was needed for. It was needed to set the situations from within. I give you the informations. You guys can go ahead and educate it in yourself. I strongly recommend you to look the things from within you about the personality disorders, and to remind you the only healing there is growth, is maturity from within you. All right, guys, and tomorrow we're gonna come back. We're gonna have thinking of the TF. Is a separate being, or is it the other you and the soul? All right, guys, thank you so much. Be love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Love you all, guys. Love you all. Here's a love for you. Thank you, Ray.